and sit down.
The public have spoken. Britain will leave the EU. But did we vote for the right reasons? Are xenophobic attitudes really on the rise in Britain? We're entering an unknown era. Will it be an era of hate? My first port of call is to meet with Martin and Martina, Dutch nationals who've lived in the UK for over 20 years. I want to see exactly how they've reacted to vote leave and how it's affecting them in their day-to-day lives.
Hello.
How's it going?
Hello.
You alright?
Yes. Hi. Hi. Nice to meet you. Please come through.
Thank you. I mean, whenabouts did you first come to England? How long ago was it now?
It was in '89, so that is
17 years. That's 27 years ago.
And I mean, what was your sort of reasoning to come to England? What sort of attracted you to it?
A bit of a holiday, wasn't it? It was a working holiday. Yeah.
Well, yeah, we're both vets, and it was quite difficult to find work for us together in Holland, and there were lots of jobs here. So we thought, right, let's go to England and see what veterinary life is here, and then go back, get some experience on the red belt, and go back to Holland. But we enjoyed it so much. We decided to stay.
And liberal Holland was a little bit old-fashioned, still is, but because quite often I got offered the job, and Martina could just ride along as a vet and just didn't expect to get paid. And in England they were so short of vets that we could both get paid. So.
Yes.
A lot of people sort of fed up with the political system, so it's more a case of like voting against the establishment than...
potentially.
Yeah, it's more against the establishment, but most people haven't got a clue what they vote for or what they not vote for. I think even Winston Churchill said that democracy wasn't really a good thing, so I think it shows at the moment it isn't really a good thing, especially when lots of people haven't got a clue what they vote for, but it is like anti-establishment. The trust is gone for politicians.
Would you agree that xenophobia was one of the underlying causes of vote leave?
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
My biggest worry is with Brexit now, because the add-on effects in the rest of Europe, because we're Dutch, obviously, and there is a Dutch politician called Geert Wilders who always does well in the polls, but when it comes to it, often he doesn't get the votes. But I'm really worried now that the Dutch have seen what can happen if you actually sort of go for it. I'm really worried that we'd get in because he would want to close the borders, and and they want them out of the EU as well. And that's the other worry. If the Europe can't give England or Britain a soft Brexit, because it's going to they're going to worry about all the other countries, because there's many more. Sweden, I think it is, France with Marine Le Pen, and
Italy as well.
And so there's so many countries that are thinking or potentially want out. So if the whole thing collapses, it would be disastrous in my point of view. Just thinking about the environment, which is my particular worry as well. There's been so many things that you just need to do together, really, and we're just going backwards, I feel. So not good.
Martin and Martina weren't the only ones concerned about the realities of the Brexit future. I met with local Labour member and activist Jack Warren, who expressed his anger at the government for their role in vote leave, but who also questioned whether xenophobic attitudes are really at the heart of the matter.
I'd say it marks a rise in hatred towards the way things are currently being run. We've had this Tory austerity, We've had, you've said EU bureaucracy, people don't like that. We had Clinton's dynasty set up. People don't like the same old again and again. They don't like being underfunded. They don't like being pushed down on. They want their free and liberal society back. And that's where this is coming from. That's where this rise in hate is. It's not hate, it's disgust at what this current government is doing. I can't even imagine the idea of 51% of British people being xenophobic. Like I said, I've got plenty of friends who are international students, and they'll all tell you, no, it's the individuals that come to the foreground. You know, you can recall instances of racism. You don't live every single moment in that. You've got very good people amongst all communities in Britain. Brexit voters and Remain voters both. It's not anything to do with xenophobia. Like I said before, most of it was just anti-establishment, plain and true.
82-year-old UKIP member Molly Chandler shared a very different view, expressing her concern at the nature of some British immigrants.
That we have perhaps become xenophobic, but we weren't.
Yeah.
And we'd like to think that we're not, but we've got to admit that when we go shopping and we see these women going around covered up from head to foot, you can't even tell that they're women sometimes. Could be a man with a submachine gun under his robes. We don't know.
Yeah.
And it makes us uncomfortable. The posh jobs ended up doing the dirty jobs, but they were paid, and it worked before.
Yeah.
And I don't want to go back to Victorian times, but before the EU, Englishmen emptied dustbins. Englishmen went down mines and, you know, did jobs that didn't seem the kind of job that you'd want your son to do.
Yeah.
But it was done. It worked. Somehow England isn't working anymore. The system isn't working.
Yeah. And who do you reckon, who would you say is to blame?
Brexit undoubtedly marked a rise in anger, in resentment, in hate. But was this truly a vote against foreign immigration? Or are we looking at a rebellion against the political elite? Either way, change will come to Britain. Brexit is go.